A nice view of Trafalgar Square, the epicenter of London. And you can drop down into the crypt of St. Martin in the Fields and have a lovely tea service or lunch. It's a great hidden restaurant, and they've got a nice new elevator that will take you up and down. We're going to bring you on a walk now through one of the great parts of town into Soho. Here's the lovely green Soho Square. Always a pleasure to cut through Soho Square. Plunge into Soho by walking down Old Compton Street and meander through the fascinating side streets, Greek, Frith, and Dean. You'll see lots of people having a great time standing on the sidewalks, drinking, talking, carrying on in a big party scene. This action gets especially busy from 5 p.m. on through the night. So you might want to come back here again later to hang out if this is your style of fun. There are many excellent restaurants here, and still we're right in the heart of town, right next to Shaftesbury Avenue. Next morning, starting from our Citadines Hotel near Trafalgar Square, we're walking down the Strand past the Savoy, taking our pictures, and here's the route that we'll follow. Along the Strand, we're going to take a look at the Law Courts, down Fleet Street, St. Paul's Cathedral, and into the city. We'll take you through Threadneedle and on to Leadenhall Market. It's a beautiful walk, and especially when you make these kind of detours. We're going into the Law Courts here. It looks like a college campus. It's a beautiful place, and this is where the attorneys have their offices. There's the Temple Church here, and of course there's courtrooms. A lot of construction happening throughout London. It's really a thriving city. Passing St. Paul's Cathedral and some very modern shops around that district, as well as the narrow lanes. The Bank of England, a great institution right at Threadneedle. And one of the fine buildings to walk into is the old Royal Exchange. It used to be the stock market, and now it's a very upscale mall and office building. Nice cafes inside. And on to Leadenhall Market. This is something right out of Charles Dickens or Harry Potter. A beautiful spot, a lot of restaurants and bars there now. And then that's about the end of our walk. We end up in the heart of the city, and instead of walking all the way back, we decide to hop on one of the classic double-decker buses and ride back in towards the center of London. We're heading back over towards Leicester Square and Covent Garden, and on to the Covent Garden Marketplace. This is a center of entertainment, shopping, and action. There is endless entertainment from the buskers at Covent Garden. One of my personal favorite shops in the world is Stanford's. It's the biggest travel bookstore you'll ever see. Located right in Covent Garden in central London. They've got maps of everywhere, they've got books, they've got all kinds of gadgets. And nearby you'll find clothing stores all up and down in this Covent Garden area. This central area of London is just one of the most delightful places to take a stroll. There's wonderful clothing stores. There are a whole variety of other kinds of shops, of course, plenty of pubs, and lots of people out walking. We're in Covent Garden, Mayfair, Soho, that whole central district. It's a couple of square miles. There's a lot of theaters happening here. So many good restaurants now in London. We're going to show you a few coming right up. You can just wander here. Don't worry about getting lost. Just stroll, follow your nose, maybe consult a map if you really want to do a thorough job. Go pub crawling. The Sherlock Holmes is over near Trafalgar Square. And in the evening, of course, there's plenty of theaters, or just go out for a drink or a meal. This is St. Martin's Courtyard, one of the newest developments in central London. It was a major construction site for many years, and now it's all finished. There's beautiful stores here, a handful of restaurants, including Jamie's Italian, that's operated and owned by the famous Jamie Oliver, who's got about 20 restaurants in the London area and others elsewhere. And the food was great, of course. Jamie Oliver is one of the top chefs in the country. And there's plenty of snack shops around and evening entertainment. More buskers. Now we're going to end this evening with a little rock and roll show right on the sidewalks here at Trafalgar Square. Busy spot for a rock and roll band to set up, but they attracted quite an audience. Let's listen in. Of course, tipping is always optional when you see some pretty exciting entertainment like this, or just stop and listen. It's all part of the game of having fun in the London nightlife.